Stop letting biblical illiterate people who have big platforms confuse you. My brothers and sisters who are Christians and who are following Yeshua HaMashiach, you are the true spiritual Israel. You are the true spiritual Jews.
And lastly, as we talk about all this stuff, we have to talk about modern Israel. Because that's really, I think, what a lot of people are struggling with. And this is where I say I can relate to a lot of the conspiracy folks out there because, hello, I'm one of them, right? But I want to just state publicly with this, again, if you follow my channel, you already know this is nothing new for you, but for anybody new, I'm not blind to how the modern state of Israel, how the origins, I'm just not blind to it. I know about Albert Pike's writings and his 3 predictions of the 3 world wars and what came out of World War II. And, May 14th, 1948, who was involved, the Rothschilds. I know all that stuff, y'all. I know it all. I've talked about it plenty. I'm not going to hide behind any of that. I know how it was done. But here's the deal. First of all, you need to realize is that God used evil men many times throughout your entire Bible, evil men who had nefarious plans to accomplish what he wanted done. And the modern formation of Israel in 1948 is no different. The point is that prophetically speaking, let's go back to the word. Modern Israel is back in the land, but they're in unbelief. That's the key. And that's not a contradiction. It's actually exactly what the Bible said would happen. That's Isaiah 66:8. From the moment these guys left Egypt, y'all, Israel has struggled with worshiping other gods. It's the same now. The Old Testament is full of examples of that. And as we all know, the battle continues because we've talked about it. Why? The veil is still there. 2 Corinthians 3:14. But scripture says this in the last days. God would gather them back, not because they were holy, but because he is. And that is in Ezekiel 36:22 through 24. And here's the big miracle that people seem to miss because they're so focused in on the evil folks that have been involved. And I get it. Check my videos out. I've talked about it enough. But here's the miracle people miss. Or it's actually sets of miracles. Their land has been completely restored. Their language, Hebrew, is completely revived. Their identity, their customs, their calendars, their feasts have been preserved. Even their genealogical roles, the Levites, the Cohen kids that we talked about, who they're raising up right now to be priests in the new temple with the heifers and all that. That is going on. And it's all being prepared for temple service again. Somebody answer the question for me. If it doesn't matter, if Israel doesn't matter, then why in the world has there never been any other nation in history that disappeared for 2,000 years and came exactly back to where they were? If they don't matter. And second to that, why in the world, if that's the case, is Israel the topic of discussion if it doesn't matter? If it's, don't you guys get, especially as Christians, the things that are truth are so everywhere in our society because there's this raging just tug of war between the realms going on? Like, put that into perspective. That is what is going on. So the point is that there is no other nation that has ever come back. Once a nation is scattered, they are erased from the pages of history. But Israel, no. They were brought back just as God said they would and how he would bring them back. And he did. He absolutely did. So they have not received Jesus as their Messiah yet. But that's exactly why we have a tribulation coming. That, in fact, I've talked about this in other videos. That is the main point and purpose of the tribulation. It is Daniel's 70th week. It is to bring the nation of Israel. That's when God's eyesight goes right back to that nation again, those people. That's what the tribulation is for. It is for their awakening. It is for their awakening. And that tells you again, God is not done with Israel. It's just, he's not. He's not. And like I said, if he was, then I don't think they would be a subject of contention amongst the world in general. Like, let's set the Christianity out. Look at the politics of it. But then, of course, the contention in the church.